You know, I guess one person can make a difference. Enough said.
December 28, 1922 to present day, November 12th, 2018. This marks the day of Stan Lee's passing. Which, of course, to many, and personally myself, was a huge blow. I'm sitting here today to make this video as a tribute to Stan Lee. I've always been a fan of Stan Lee for a very, very long time. But in the last 10 years, maybe more and more people around the world became so familiar of his work. Even if you're a comic book fan, whether you like superheroes or not, I can almost guarantee you had some sort of idea who Stan Lee was. He was an incredible individual who had touched the lives of so many people with the work and legacy that he left behind. Stan Lee, a comic book writer, publisher, author, co-creator of so many heroes that we love today, including the likes of SpiderMan, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men. The list just goes on for days and days. It's amazing that someone like Stan Lee, an individual like him, could have such an impact on so many people. I still remember the first time I became familiar with Stan Lee, and it was a long time ago. It was in the SpiderMan game that came out on PS1, where he in fact was the narrator of the game.
Welcome, true believers and newcomers alike. SpiderMan co-creator Stan Lee here.
It opens up the game and you can just hear his voice and he's narrating the story. And the voice stuck with me since then. And ever since that video game, I was so curious to know who Stan Lee was. I even remember that there was little biographies for each character that you come across in the game, and that too was narrated by Stan Lee.
An Avenger and an icon to people everywhere. Captain America is the definition of a true hero.
And it was from that moment on I wanted to know more about who he was, what he was responsible for, and finding out everything that he's done, the heroes that he had created, the stories that he had written. I became a huge fan of this guy. He's been a huge part of my life. He's one of my all-time heroes. And it does sadden me to say that today is the day he passed away. It's incredibly hard to hear something like that. I was in fact in work today and my girlfriend broke the news to me. And when I seen it, when I seen the message, I didn't believe it. I'm sure many people wouldn't either. I thought it was just one of those articles that are fishing for clicks, for money, or for revenue. But then she told me no, it's for real. It's being shared everywhere. Celebrities are sharing their stories and giving their prayers. And it was a blow. It was devastating to find out that someone so great and inspiring has left the world. And it is a sad time, yes it is. But Stan Lee died at the age of 95 years old. My God, what a superhero age. That is absolutely incredible. And not only did he die at such an amazing age, but he also left one hell of a legacy behind. He left an amazing mark on the world, an incredible selection of heroes, stories, and just amazing work. I don't think any of us are ever going to forget who Stan Lee is. His name will live on forever, with everything to do with superheroes, comic books, and all-around geek culture. I couldn't imagine what the world would have been like without Stan. I can only imagine what it would be like. I don't think comic conventions would be as big as they are today. And I don't think superheroes would have been what they are in this day and age. Way back when I was a huge fan of superheroes, and this is going way back. I've been a fan since I was a baby. And to see the standard that we have come to in the world of superheroes and comic books, it's absolutely insane. Superheroes are in now. Back when I was school, superheroes was for nerds, man. For geeks. But now, you're not considered cool unless you wear a superhero t-shirt. Another one of my favorite moments growing up and seeing Stan Lee in something was way back into the 90s animated series of SpiderMan. As a matter of fact, I have the box set here. This show was everything to me when I was a kid. This was one of my all-time favorite superhero animated series. And it is to the final episode where Spider-Man enters multiple different universes, where he meets multiple different versions of himself. And he's introduced to these other Spider-Men because of Madam Web. And fun fact, Madam Web was voiced by Stan Lee's wife, which is absolutely incredible. And she opens up portals for Spider-Man to go through, where he meets alternative versions of himself, until he ends up into our world, the real world, where he meets his creator, Stan Lee.
But there's someone here I knew you had to meet. He's the man who created you for fans all over the world.
Because in our world, Spider-Man is a fictional character. But he meets Stan Lee, and it's one of the most memorable moments in any animated series history.
Excuse me, I'm looking for some guy named Stan Lee.
What? Spider-Man? You know, Spidey, I've always wanted to experience real web-slinging.
And I've always wanted to be appreciated as a real hero.
And it will stay with my memory forever. And I always loved that episode. I always loved the series in general. But that really was just everything to me. And ever since I heard about Spider-Man, ever since I heard about Stan Lee, he's always been someone that I've been looking forward to meeting. And it saddens me to say that that's not going to happen now. He was in fact on my bucket list, and it's not going to happen now, unfortunately. But hey, even if I didn't get his autograph, even if I didn't get to shake his hand, he still is a huge part of my life and many others. Thank you, Stan Lee, for everything that you've done for the world of geeks. Thank you so much for the work that you've left behind. Thank you for the heroes that you've created, the stories that you got to tell, and the legacy that you left us all. We will miss you, Stan Lee. Thank you for everything. Excelsior.
I'm doing what I enjoy doing. To me, it is such fun creating characters, writing stories, even doing interviews, even though I can't hear most of what the guy says to me. It's an exciting life, and when you do something that you know the fans seem to enjoy, that gives you such satisfaction, you don't want to stop.